helped once we got the hang of everything, helped us cut 5-6 hours out of our process a week and get some of our time back to do other things that the business demands of us. Company name's Boys Landscape. We've been in business since 1994. My brothers and I are second generation ownership in the company. Dad started the business like many others in the landscape space, with starting with a lawn route and then build his way up. Now we do mostly landscape construction style work, backyard stuff, front entrances, driveways, things of that nature, and have a couple crews doing maintenance, and have a retail location. We're just north of Pittsburgh, about 45 minutes. My brother and I do most of the sales, and this was a big year of growth for us. So we knew that our time was already stretched as is, and that this year would have been even harder. So we were looking at ways to get some of our time back. And the first place we looked at was the sales process. So, because that's what we spend most of our time doing. So we started looking at how we could shorten our process, and then we got a referral for groundwork, and just its spot in our sales process made a lot of sense, and helped once we got the hang of everything, helped us cut 5-6 hours out of our process a week and get some of our time back to do other things that the business demands of us. We were getting pictures pretty steady from people, but I would say the rate, or the capture rate, or the amount of people who would actually do that after they call in, was maybe 40-50%. They wouldn't do that step of our process. And so that was something we wanted to improve too. And having the automations with groundwork and the platforms made it easier. And our capture rates, I think, closer to like 70% now, I believe, last time we ran the numbers for this software. It's the beauty of it's very simple and how it works. So it didn't took maybe 2-3 weeks to kind of get the hang of it and work out some of the kinks. And now all the only thing we're doing is just constantly playing with the wording and the notification schedule and things like that. But pretty easy to get implemented. One thing I like is how the dashboard's set up. It's set up kind of like Trello. If you're familiar with that software, it just the very visual way of seeing where your leads are at in the the lead to sales process. From initial contact through sold. And I think if you're having any sort of sales team, or even by yourself, just having that very visual digital whiteboard pretty much is what it is. It makes it easy to see where status of everything's at. I like the having the dedicated number, so that like leads get a number that they communicate with us, and then once that person becomes a client, then they can make the next step and get the actual cell phone number. So like that, it's nice to have that barrier there, and keep some of that clutter separate from your phone. And we do some digital marketing, so we get a lot of cold leads. And having that, it just helps keep that nice and clean. We've been using it for, I think, what, 5-6 months now. Yeah, it's been good. It's helped save us time, qualify better, making the qualifying conversations easier. We've customized our questions so that there's things that we don't have to ask as much. We have them fill out the form, and then going into that conversation, like budget, it's easier if someone's already filled out a form saying what their range is. It's easier to start that conversation with that instead of asking what a person's budget is. So, yeah, been great. The people that are busy, and you see this from, like, not the baby boomer generation, maybe your Gen X, like, generation, they seem to think the process is very smooth and easy. You get super busy, having those reminders and having that, like, we automate the text to go out right at like when most people get home, so usually somewhere between 5:30 and 6. And yeah, most of that feedback's been real great. I'd say anywhere from 55-60 years and under, think the process is super smooth. The only tweaks we have to make is just maybe that baby boomer generation, people aren't quite as tech savvy, but we've had workarounds for that. And, yeah. If you're on the fence, figure out what your time's worth. In our case, we're figuring per person, we're saving about 5, 6 hours a week. So over the course of a month, that's say 20 hours. Right now, the cost of our software is roughly $180, $200 a month. So, me personally, I think my time's worth more than $10 an hour if you do quick math. So I think it's a no-brainer. Get out of your own way and sign up and make the right choice. No, make the jump, because you guys Groundwork has a great team. They're easy to get along with, and generally want you to succeed, and it's the kind of partners you need to have if you want to succeed.